Hello, and welcome to an overview of the Prescription Drug Supply Chain webinar. My name is Sharon Yeske, and I am a reimbursement and policy specialist for drugs within the Small Business Education and Entrepreneurial Development, or SEED office. So, let's get started. The learning objectives for this presentation include gaining an understanding of the various entities involved in the drug supply chain, how the drug moves from the manufacturer to the patient, and how the route of administration and reimbursement have some dependencies. This presentation will focus on the outpatient setting for drug distribution. The drug supply chain involves multiple entities, from the manufacturer to the wholesaler, to pharmacies and healthcare professionals, to payers, PBMs, with the ultimate goal of reaching the patient. Keep in mind that there is no single path for the distribution of drugs through the supply chain. It is dependent on many factors, such as the type of drug, storage requirements, coverage by the payers, and even how it will be dispensed or administered, to name a few. As you can see from the slide, the drug supply chain is a multifaceted ecosystem. The drug originates with the manufacturer and moves through the distribution channels to either pharmacies or providers, and finally dispensed to a patient. A drug originates with a manufacturer who also establishes the list price for the drug. In the left column, the wholesaler purchases drugs from manufacturers and distributes the drugs to either pharmacies or providers based on several factors. One factor we will discuss shortly are the different types of distribution that are dependent upon the drug product characteristics and requirements. Currently, the three largest wholesalers manage and distribute about 95% of the drugs in the United States. On the other hand, manufacturers negotiate and contract with payers and PBMs for optimum placement on a formulary. The formulary is a list of the drugs that a payer, a health plan for example, will cover. The negotiation often involves rebates or discounts in exchange for favorable placement. As I mentioned earlier, drugs are distributed and purchased by pharmacies or providers in the outpatient setting. Pharmacies are usually one of two types in the outpatient setting: retail or specialty. Retail pharmacies are typically local, convenient, dispense brand and generic drugs, and maybe even some drugs considered to be specialty drugs. Specialty pharmacies are generally fewer in number, not local, and usually dispense drugs used to treat rare or complex conditions like multiple sclerosis. These drugs are considered specialty due to their high cost, special handling requirements, and may even be administered by injection. Providers who administer specific drugs, usually drugs that are injected or infused, may purchase drugs for their outpatient healthcare facilities. For example, a patient may go to a provider facility for an infusion to treat rheumatoid arthritis because it is administered intravenously over a period of time and requires medical supervision. Providers may also choose to have the patient pick up the drug at their retail pharmacy, bring it to the office, or have a specialty pharmacy ship the drug directly to the provider's facility on behalf of the patient. The route of distribution is often dependent on the payer's coverage policy for a specific drug and how it will be reimbursed. Manufacturers can choose one of two basic pharmacy distribution channel strategies for specialty drugs: open versus limited distribution. Open distribution drugs means that all pharmacies have access to purchase both traditional and even some specialty drugs from a wholesaler. Limited distribution of drugs, often referred to as LDD, means that the manufacturer will choose a limited number of specialty pharmacies to purchase and dispense their specialty drug. The manufacturer is creating what is known as an exclusive specialty pharmacy network. Other pharmacies will not be able to purchase the drug. The reasons a manufacturer may choose to limit the distribution of a specialty drug could be based on several factors. One is if the patient population is very small and need to manage access to the drug for patients, or if there are any safety issues. So, to summarize, remember, there are multiple ways that a drug moves through the ecosystem from the manufacturer on its way to a patient and is determined by several factors that we discussed. Pharmacies and healthcare providers are the key purchasers and dispensers of drugs in the outpatient setting. And if you still have questions after listening to this recording, you can always reach out to us and request a consult with someone from our team. In addition, the SEED website contains links to additional information, such as the Drug Reimbursement Knowledge Guide and case studies that discuss the reimbursement strategy planning in more detail with specific examples. Thank you.